Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for another episode of Engine Room, a podcast about cryptocurrency by Token Metrics. Today is Monday, October 25th. The price of Bitcoin is just over $63,000. The price of Ethereum is just over $4,200. And we're here today to talk about a special new segment we're calling Mop-Up Monday. We've got Bill and Jacob joining us. What's up, gentlemen? Good day to you.
Hi.
Hello.
So it's been a few cycles since we last met on Friday, and because the crypto markets are open 24 hours a day, of course, there's always news to talk about. Bill, what do people need to be thinking about as they go into this week trading crypto, working in the crypto industry? I understand there's a pretty interesting Barron's article that came out, no?
Yes. Barron's is like Wall Street Journal Weekend. Okay. It's actually a fairly extensive legacy publication that featured Bitcoin on its cover. So when something appears on the front cover of a major magazine, sometimes that can be either a top or perhaps a signal you should look elsewhere. Be careful of legacy FOMO in Bitcoin and crypto in general. It's not crying Pollyanna, but, let's just say those people welcome to crypto, but don't FOMO into crypto. More on that in a second.
Very good. Well, so yeah, I mean, last week was a huge week because of the futures ETF. What is it? BITO, I think, is the ticker. And now there's suddenly like a new and renewed call for ETFs that actually track spot prices. Has there been anything new on that since the futures ETF last week? I think we have a lot of talk about this, but nothing actually concrete just yet.
Yeah, nothing concrete just yet. I did see some really interesting commentary that, ETFs that track futures contracts have embedded fees because futures contracts, they're not like spot. Spot is spot. Futures have to do something called roll every either 1 to 3 months. And that involves fees. So, you have to ask yourself when doing and trading and investing, what kind of fees do you want to pay and how does that impact, returns over the long haul? So that's a little complicated way of saying, spot Bitcoin itself is good, is best.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll just underscore your sentiment there to all the legacy players throwing their hats into the crypto ring. We welcome you. There's plenty of room for everybody here. But you might want to take a look to see who's already doing well here and try to follow their cues instead of trying to set your own norms.
That's right.
At any rate. Bill, Jacob, last week we talked about a pretty interesting altcoin project called Polymath, which is in the process of reorganizing itself to become something called Polymesh. And because we're a bunch of deep crypto nerds, we pay deadly attention to niche altcoins. Jacob, you're actually the one who surfaced some interesting trading activity yesterday around Polymath. Talk to the people about what's going on with Polymath trading as of yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. So I was following it because I invested after we talked about it last week. So I was looking at CoinMarketCap and I noticed that there was a spike it went from 68 cents to about 73, 72 cents yesterday evening, Sunday evening. And then it crashed back down. But at the same time, the volume went from 15 million to 50 million. So it was up, and currently the volume's up 210% in the past 24 hours. I looked up Polymath news, Polymesh news, Polycrypto, looked on their Twitter. I was trying to do a deep dive, see what this surge in like 210 to 250% volume was. Couldn't find anything. So, and at the same time, the price hadn't gone up. It had only gone up like 5-6% and then crashed back down. So there was an increase of 250% volume with no increase in price. So then I'm like, okay, well, there must be insiders. There's something that people know that we don't for there to be that huge of an increase in volume. And right now it's up about 3% from last night, trading at 71 cents.
Intriguing.
So, and it's also, which is only like 2 cents higher than last Monday when we talked about it.
So yeah, I mean the secret is out at this point. Like we're bullish on Polymath, and I think we can even go ahead and leak a little bit of alpha here and say that we've got a Polymath insider who will be joining us on the podcast next week. So we can be sure to hear it straight from the horse's mouth about maybe this insider is the right insider to ask. What was the deal with that surge in volume the other day? We'll be sure to ask that and many more questions. I know I'll be excited to hear it straight from the horse's mouth about how this project operates. What is the relationship between Polymath and Polymesh? Certainly we've teased out these details for you in a previous episode of the podcast, but no better way to get it than straight from the source. So that'll hopefully be coming together for the Wednesday podcast next week, so stay tuned for that. Gentlemen, what else do we have to mop up from over the weekend here? What are markets doing today? What do traders need to know going into the week?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can talk about Dogecoin, not Dogecoin, Shiba Inu coin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this over the weekend it's a meme cryptocurrency, hit its all-time high at 0.000040, so 4 zeros and then 40. This is up 40% in the past 7 days. And surprisingly, this token has gained more than 45 million% in the past year. So that's actually insane.
Yeah,
when
one
I read
coin
that,
is still a fraction of a penny, but that doesn't mean it can't soar in value at the same time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd like to ask you, Bill, what you think on meme cryptos and how they play a role in the crypto sphere.
Well, in crypto, it's a decentralized universe, and that's a complicated way of saying Mr. Market or Mr. and Mrs. Market determine what value is, right? So 1 minute a meme coin is ridiculous, the next minute it's money. 1 minute a meme coin is the most speculative thing going on in crypto. The next thing you know, it's on Coinbase, and the NFT universe is where the casino is. Mm-hmm. So if Sheeb has come up with some tokenomics, you don't have to go through a DEX anymore to get it. You can get it on Coinbase. So, momentum trades have characterized 2021, right? I mean, this weekend it was buy it when it's down and it looks awful. And then there's another part of the universe like Sheeb where, it's almost like go with the momentum. Yeah. So what money can appear out of anywhere in the cryptoverse.
Speaking of money appearing out of nowhere, still along the same subject as Sheeb, Nansen AI made it very clear that smart money, the so-called smart money, was pouring into Shiba Inu. And so what is the smart money? It's just the money that comes from the crypto wallets with the highest addresses, the highest balance. We don't necessarily know who or what these institutions are, whether it's a company or an individual trader, but it's safe to assume that if you're sitting on $50 million worth of ETH, you might know a thing or two about what the next big crypto is going to be. And a lot of those wallets were buying Shiba Inu last week and into this week. So Nansen AI for the win, pretty valuable resource.
Right. It's like these guys are either going with momentum on the upside or they're buying things when they're sort of destroyed on the downside. They're doing momentum and value investing at the same time. It's been that way for like a month.
Yeah. Play it the right way and there's nowhere to go but up. Number go up, as they say. But yeah. Well, guys, it's a short Monday podcast. I don't feel any need to drag this out, but thanks for joining us, and we'll be seeing you guys and a few more characters for the Wednesday podcast. Stay tuned. Stay with Token Metrics. Please be sure to subscribe to Token Metrics on YouTube. Find this podcast and listen to it in your favorite audio format. The name of the podcast is Engine Room. We're here 3 days a week for you. Till next time.